On China hosting Latin American and Caribbean leaders and promising new credit of more than $9 billion but denominated in the Chinese yuan. President Xi Jinping also calling for unity to safeguard global stability amid ongoing trade tensions with the United States. Olivia Xiong with this report.
There was no mention of the United States as Chinese President Xi Jinping addressed the opening of the China-CELAC Forum Ministerial Meeting on Tuesday. But with leaders and senior officials from a regional bloc of Latin American and Caribbean countries gathered under one roof, the context was unmistakable. Despite a dramatic rollback of tit-for-tat tariffs by China and the US just the day before, Mr. Xi made Beijing's position on the ongoing trade war clear. His first comments since the high-stake talks in Geneva, which led to a better-than-expected 90-day truce.
关税战、贸易战没有赢家，霸凌霸道只会孤立自身。中国同拉美和加勒比国家都是全球南方重要成员，独立自主是我们的光荣传统，发展振兴是我们的天然权利，公平正义是我们的共同追求。
China has been on a charm offensive, especially among global South countries, as it seeks to mitigate the impact of US tariffs on its economy. President Xi adding China is willing to work together with the bloc amid seething undercurrents of geopolitical and bloc confrontation.
President Xi also announced a slew of initiatives to boost cooperation with Latin American and Caribbean countries, from pledging to import more products to organizing law enforcement training programs and a 66 billion renminbi or more than $9 billion credit line to support development in the region.
China will also roll out a visa-free policy for 5 Latin American and Caribbean countries, which will be expanded to cover more countries in due course. The region is already China's second-largest investment destination, with trade exceeding $500 billion for the first time last year. This comes as the US has also stepped up engagement in the region, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio calling on countries to counter China's influence while on a visit there earlier this year.
中方支持拉美和加勒比国家扩大在多边舞台上的影响，愿同拉方一道，坚定维护以联合国为核心的国际体系和以国际法为基础的国际秩序，在国际和地区事务中发出共同声音。
Speaking at the same event, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva said the region should not become a stage for hegemonic disputes, adding that the fate of Latin America should not depend on China, the US or the EU, but only itself. Earlier this year, Panama withdrew from China's Belt and Road Initiative amid pressure from the US, which said it was going to take back control of the Panama Canal from China. Olivia Xiong, CNA, Beijing.